Good morning from the north. Lights are just coming up here, and we are about 36 hours in on the 54 watt UV installation. There's some foraging guys, I just fed them. Call everybody up to the front here. There he goes, he sees it. But yeah, definitely all these changes I've made in the last couple of weeks have had thrown my cycle off, and naturally, I mean, I doubled the water volume, and then I went from 13 watts of UV protection to 54 watts of UV protection. So throughout this time, and then I had a heat wave mixed into it, which was also, you know, throwing chaos at my system during all these changes. So I had to be really careful this last week. Waking up, you know, in the middle of the night, taking a look at things, that sort of stuff, because the system could have crashed hard at any time. And now we can see after last night's water change, my bubble situation has greatly improved. I've still got a couple drifting off to the left there, but they're very small. They're about, what, 5-6 second bubbles, but the majority of them are staying small and popping immediately, and that's what you want to see, especially in a discus tank. At least that's what I want to see. It's not an easy thing to achieve. Other cities, you know, just the quality of your tap water might not allow you to pull this off, but you got to find out, you know, what your best looking bubbles are and keep an eye on them. Mine, I can get them to pop right away, and that's ideal. When you see that happening, your city water's helping you out and your filtration is correct, and your biocycle's established. If you see bubbles hanging around, it means there's a lot of biology in the water. The water is soupy with life. Now, the swamp tankers will tell you that's a good thing, but it's not. It's totally not. It's also not traditional aquarium keeping. Traditional aquarium keeping aimed for this. So, you take a good hard look at all those swamp tanks, and you'll see these big massive bubbles like this big on top of the water just sitting there for 45 seconds. And actually, I've seen some videos where I watched a bubble just circulate around the top of the tank for the entire video. They weren't very long videos, but minutes, you know. So, and yeah, it's not a good thing. It's actually a bad thing. A tank with those kind of bubble conditions will kill these fish, and a lot of other fish too. You know, you don't want that in a cichlid tank. They'll tell you you can put cichlids in those tanks. No, you can put rice fish in those tanks. You can put betas in those tanks. There's a lot of fish that have adapted to living well in those conditions. That's fine. In fact, if you were breeding betas, that might be the ideal way to set up your tank. But they'll tell you to sell their jars of mud that these fish can exist in that environment, to convince you that it's actually that good and that clean, and it's a lie. And you just don't want to get caught up in that lie, because you'll spend hundreds of dollars on each fish, and you're just going to watch them wither away and die. That's what they're doing to people, and it disgusts me. This pair's sort of always skittish outside the main tank. I'm trying to get them accustomed to this larger tank. They're definitely not as afraid as they were in the 20 gallons, but the female in general here she's just very shy. Even in the main tank, she'll hang out like in areas where she can hide from the other fish and hide from me. She's always been like that, and she's just a nervous Nancy. But she eats like a champ. She's the biggest fish I have. She's She's very skittish. These guys are doing good. They're comfortable. They're about ready to pop. I saw her dancing before the lights went out last night. So we should see some action today. Their tank light's a little dim. The camera's having trouble with it. Well, let's go look at the Oscars because they're also 36 hours into a UV upgrade down there. And they also got a canister filter, an Eheim canister filter, very nice one. It has a built-in heater, but I don't have the heater controller that's supposed to come with it, so I don't need that anyway. I just need it for the filter, so I'm grateful to have it. Well, the Oscars are just waking up too. This tank's doing just excellent with the, considering it's all big mean fish. It's a very peaceful tank, extremely peaceful tank. There's been no battle damage on any of the fish since I put in the flower horn. The flower horn's been doing great, just getting along with everyone. Fits right in. I'm glad I put it in because it's actually being a very social fish. They're supposed to be antisocial fish. It might be when it's older, but right now it's getting along fine with everyone, and the Oscars completely accept him. Again, my theory is clean, clear water will bring you peace. Even with aggressive fish, they'll get along. That's how you get peace in a tank of Oscars, a heavily stocked tank of Oscars. This isn't supposed to work, but I went hog wild on making sure my water quality is top notch at all times. This water's like a week old. It's still, my bubbles are popping immediately up there. I'll change it soon, but the older the system gets, the longer it lasts. It's got 450 gallons in it. It could probably go 2 weeks at this point. It's been running since I started building it up last spring, so it's been running, most of it's been running a year. I got this big tank, I think it was August, so in another month or two, this tank will have been up a year. But they're all interconnected, so their biology has been intermixed and shared. And, the entire system is basically a year cycle now. And because of that, it's lasting. These aren't Discus, so I don't have to be as careful. Discus are real messy. They might even be worse than these Oscars. Faster metabolisms, they eat more, they poop more. That's why they need so much, attention. Discus need their gravel vacuum because it's loaded with poop. I do mine once a week up there, and they eat. They take in a lot of food, and they poop a lot more than these puppies do. But I'll wait till lights get a little brighter because this isn't really showing us the clarity very well, but I can already tell with my eyes. The camera's not getting it. With my eyes, it looks wow. It's still dark down here, so I'm going to stop recording. We're going to come back at a couple minutes of this tank when the lights get brighter, so you can see what adding the new gear has done for the clarity and happiness. Clarity of the water and the happiness of these fish. You want a peaceful tank. Don't make a swamp tank. And here we'll just stitch this little video onto the end. Just wanted to show you with the lights up a little brighter and the fish more lively, because they're not sleeping anymore. There's the eel. Everybody's coming out. Will we see the coolie loach? I bet we're going to start seeing him more real soon. Hello, Mr. Greg. We have to pet Mr. Greg. Hey, Mr. Greg. How you doing, buddy? You come say hi. Yeah? Okay. Shh. Quiet. Go. Making a video, bud. So I just wanted to show you. Look at that. It's 36 hours in, roughly, on the 54 watt UVC installation. Now, I thought my water was clear. We always think our water's clear, and then it gets more clear. I just love this hobby. You know, it is about the fish. These guys are probably going to pop off today. She was dancing last night. She was doing that, you know, pointing up in the angle like this, and so she's ready to go. And of course, I'm in the room. When I'm not in the room, they swim around, but she gets nervous when I'm in the room still. So a few more days before she calms down. But he's doing good. Now let's go see the Oscars, because they got a canister filter added to them, and they got also a UV upgrade. But down there, it's the Fluval inline UV for the FX6. I just installed that onto my barrels. And here it is. Here's the barrel setup. I have these barrels down here because I can't afford an FX6 in Canada. It's taxed to the hilt. It's like an $800 unit up here because of Canada's decade-long unfair tariffs that Trump's trying to fix. So, but I do have the FX6's UVC inline unit, and it's a high quality bulb. It's said to last up to 2 years, so who knows? It could everyone says you need a certain amount of watts. This thing's like 9 watts, I think, and but quality matters too, and that's a high quality bulb. So we're going to see how well this unit does. I haven't been cleaning the glass on this system because I have babies in here, and the babies are still there. I still got them. There's Mama down there doing her defensiveness. They're somewhere over there. They're just hiding. There's one. There's two. They're coming along. She's keeping them alive. They actually do better in this tank with all these fish than they did when I kept them alone. Water's looking good though. Let's check the Oscars. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's looking nice. It's looking nice. The spray bar is definitely, hello Greg. The spray bar is definitely causing oxygen bubbles. I'll see if I can adjust that. That's probably a good thing. I'd probably leave it alone. The Eheim is right there. And that's a great little unit. I love it. It's doing a good job. It's doing a really good job. So, look at the health on those fish. And it's only going to get better. Everybody's happy. The tank's completely peaceful. Flower horn fits right in. No aggressive actions. Completely happy with his life here. I got Mr. Greg giving me love. I don't know if you can see him, but he's up here snuggling me. He does like Eskimo kisses on the chin. He just rubs chins. You can hear some purring. That's in the background. That's what's going on. He likes his snuggles. But yeah. I'm also running the the 13 watt bulb that I was running in here previous. I left it in. So we got the 9, we got the 13, and then we've got a few of these scattered around the other tanks, these corner UVs here. So it's sort of a multi-spectral approach, because the light spectrum is a little different on each one of those UV setups, and the light intensity will be a little different too. So each unit's going to have a maximum of what it can kill, and between the 3 different styles, hopefully I'm taking care of everything. I do know the Fluval FX6 add-on is strong enough to combat hole in the head. I've had subscribers to the channel install that on their FX6s. They had a Discus tank with a hole in the head all over the place, and the meds weren't working. Then they installed the FX6, and the hole in the head went away. Because hole in the head is caused by pathogens in the water. It's bacterial related. So that's why it's important to sterilize your water column. You don't want a biotope in your water column. You just don't want that. That's where the hole in the head comes from. But this video is going to be long, so I'm going to stop here. But we show you our fish every single day here on Discus North, so that you can see a system that actually works. A lot of people on FishTube will claim their system and their ideas work, but at the end of the day, they'll show you the fish tank and the setup once or twice, and then the fish will start dying, and you'll never see them again. Here, you'll see the fish every single day. When something goes wrong, I will show you, and we will talk about what went wrong, so that you can actually learn. I hope you all have a wonderful day.